Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back. Well, you had to know where I was today. Told the wife, let's get out of Dodge. Let's go to Value Village. Right? That's the scam. That's how you get your wife out of the house. Tell her you're going to Value Village. But then on the way there, just say, by the way, we're going you know where first. And that's exactly what I did. So, this is the DMS100 wireless guitar system by AKG. I can't believe none of you suckers actually bought one of these yet. Like, seriously, what's wrong with you people? Actually, to be honest, I'm just joking with you. This, I've noticed, has been out since NAMM of 2019. And seriously, there's not one video on YouTube anywhere on this. And I'm like, huh? How can that happen? Like, it's been... I got nothing, okay? Like, I can't figure out why nobody's even bought this to try one out. And of course, you know how it goes, right? I'm in Long McQuaid. I gotta find something to rent or buy or whatever. And I really didn't want to buy this, but I had no choice. It's not on the preferred rental list. But I do have 3 days to see if this thing is good or garbage. We should be able to find that out during this video. So, I'm going to have to hook into a different amp because I'm not unwiring all that line 6 stuff from that other system I'm using right now that I'm borrowing. Well, my Boss unit's out. So I thought we'd check this unit out. I mean, it's on sale right now at Long McQuaid for $200, regular $325. Now, I guess it's a new product, I guess, for them because, you know, winter 2019 kind of makes a little bit of sense to coincide with the worldwide pandemic. And things probably got put off, I guess. And maybe that's why none of you have bought this yet. I don't know, to be honest. But I was up there looking and I'm like, yeah, like they've got a video from AKG, couple, and one from some other company, but nobody actually talking about, well, showing actually this thing working, right? You only get one chance to do an unboxing, so this is it. You get what you get. Anyhow, so it says demonstration on the video tag, and it's like, that's not a demo. Oh, look, it lights up. How about, let's see how it actually runs. But I'm more curious to see not only that, but what's in the box, and I know you guys are too. So, we do have a manual. I know a lot of you guys like unboxing, so why not, eh? We got a couple of Energizer batteries. That's good stuff. Energizer Duracell. It's the only thing I recommend for anything that's wireless. Now this is what's got me curious. This is a $325 unit. So, am I expecting metal casings? No. Interesting belt clip. Looks like it should put up with some torture. We got what looks like a XLR style plug-in for our cable. This thing is supposed to spread open. There we go. That gets us access to our batteries. So, little thing. So it's definitely plastic. Now, of course, they do claim this for professional use. Okay, well, we'll see. Universal power supply. That's another thing they say they give us. Yep. Alright. Let's pull this apart. Get all this junk out of our way. We need 120 volts for Canada and the USA, and this is not it. That's not it. I ain't my country either. So it looks like the one that hit the floor is. And sure enough, I know I'm doing this unboxing a little differently than I normally would. Kind of a little bit more hyperactive. I thought, let's change things up on the channel a little bit. So anyway, we got a universal power supply. The only thing universal about it, different plugs for different countries. So obviously that's the universal issue. So let's take a look. We've got a box here. Now this is like a big receiver box, and looks like it's going to be sealed in there pretty good. So let's just crack this bag open. So it kind of reminds you of like a wireless headset kind of box, right? Except you don't have a squelch control. You do have, though, 0, which is going to be wide open, or minus 30 dB cut. Okay, now we have unbalanced or balanced. So unbalanced, right to your guitar amp. Balanced output, that's going to go to your soundboard if you're going to hook into a soundboard. And it looks like we get a level gain, some sort. This will be interesting once we plug it all in. I am going to take a short little break off the video to hook all this up. Don't worry, guys. I'm not going to keep you here for, you know, four years or anything. All right. Look at that. We got a cable. It looked like it was coiled. At least the box showed it looked like it was coiled. All right. Let's pop this sucker. Alright, well, I will say this. I can give you an impression right now of this cable, and that's pretty wussy. This is like a cheap Chinese friggin' connector. I mean, this is like, I have these connectors. You pay like a quarter a piece for them from like China. So I'm a little leery on that part of the plug system, but we'll see. At least this end looks pretty good. I'll tell you right now, not for the touring musician. Not going to happen. A touring musician would destroy this thing in probably about a week. However, I don't really care about touring stuff because I'm not a touring musician. You know, I'm not gigging out there all the time, so I'm not too concerned about that part of it. Okay, so this is just like a push lock system. Push it in. Hopefully it comes back out again. There you go. And push it back in, and it only goes in one way because there are 3 pins on the plug and on the connector base down below. They give you a lot of cable. I'll give them that. Strong clip. Alright, you know what? I'm going to go get this thing set up. And let's hear if this thing's noisy or what. I got 3 days to figure this out, so instant for you. All right, we're back. We're set up. We've been rocking this place. No, I'm just kidding. Seriously though, when you initially just turn stuff on, may or may not be on the right channel. Now there's only 4 channel frequencies with this thing. And to change channels, you have a little button inside your transmitter box here that is by the green one here. You push and hold that until it starts flashing, and then of course this will start to flash, but you're also going to have to push and hold this end too in order to get them to finish binding, because otherwise it'll just flash forever. So you actually have to push and hold in on this output gain control, okay, because that's what it is, and push and hold on that, and same on the transmitter pack, and they'll bind. And hopefully you get a good solid channel. Now, when I first just turned it on, it kind of wasn't on the right something, and it didn't want to, it was bound, but it kind of cut in and out a little bit. So I thought, alright, well, let's just, you know, bind it to another channel, right? No big deal. And now we got a nice clean channel. And you'll also know when everything stops and sets up because your little Wi-Fi thing here will be on and nice and solid. Now this output control, there's half. It can really reduce your output quite a bit. Like, why they put a gain switch, who knows? Because it's all off your dial here. And there is noticeable difference from, you know, 3 o'clock position to the top. I threw my pick, that's okay, that's why we have spares. So for less than I think it's like 2.1 millisecond delay of latency, you can't actually hear that audibly with your ears. Like, that's instant. So it's pretty fast. Now, we all got to do a distance test, and we'll see. We know that the Line 6 system, which is far more expensive and definitely professional touring gear, actually cut out in here at the other end. I'm gonna take a walk. That's actually pretty good. I made it all the way around. I'm not sure if I heard it cut out or not, but I'm going to take one more little check here. Now, honestly, I couldn't tell if it cut out or not. I don't think it did. I'll have to recheck the audio myself. However, the line 6, I knew when it cut out. This I couldn't really tell. So, maybe we need more volume. So, let's do that. Well, that's loud. Okay. I'm just going to go for the walk to the end and check. Okay, so I think I heard a cutout there. So even going through all these walls in my house and all that jazz, I expected to hear at least a fart or two out of this thing. These are line of sight units. They all are. So whether you're running professional line 6 equipment, Sennheiser equipment, this, okay, not professional. Yeah, they're going to have their cutout points when you're trying to go and pew through walls and stuff, right? Wow, nasty. Okay, let's turn that down a little bit. But it's clean. Now, I'm not saying I was hasty on my judgment on that plug on this thing, because that is a pretty cheap flipping plug. They could have put a little bit more thought into the quality of the actual plug going into your guitar. They did give you quite a bit of wire though, I'll give them that, so at least if you do snap through this thing, you got, you know, several repairs you can do down the road, you know, especially if it only breaks up that end and not up in this end. Now, this box though doesn't mount upside down like the line 6, it's upside down. Professional units, generally this would be upside down. This one is like right side up, but it doesn't interfere or bother me any. It stays out of my way. So I'll give it that. It's clean. So why the heck did I actually buy this thing? Well, hey, I couldn't rent it to try it. I just wanted to rent something today. I didn't want to blow a couple of $100. And, but it's kind of like, what have I not owned, rented, or borrowed in that joint already? I'm thinking, which is somewhat true to a degree. So then we saw these, and it's like, oh, okay. So I talked to the manager, and I said, this thing puntable? My version of rentable. Anyways, not a chance, right? It's like, oh man, you know? And it's not like I needed a wireless. I've got one of their line 6 systems here that I'm borrowing for now until my Boss system comes back from repair. So that's kind of like the bonus of buying from Long McQuaid and having performance warranties. They keep you running one way or another. So it's not like I needed this, but I've been thinking, you know, I wouldn't mind a backup system, but I don't want to spend another $300 on a Boss system, okay, which they don't have in stock anyways right now at our store. I've had X5 systems, don't want them, nothing wrong with them. Hey, I've had them on my channel. They're really good little systems, but when I start thinking about the $200 plus price tag on those now, I'm kind of like, all right, but this is going to be, even though I'm not a real fan of body packs, I'm starting to kind of get used to the line 6 one, right? And I'm kind of thinking, well, maybe this won't be too bad. You know, I mean, how bad can it be for $200? You know? And it seems overall okay so far. Let's put some distortion through this. I screwed that up. No, I'm not trying to play AC/DC for you. Alright. So, let's see. Oh, $200 on sale, $325 regular. Boss wireless with just 2 modules and no hydro needed, right? $300 new, Canadian dollars. More durable for sure. Boss system, I mean, man, you can drop those things, you can whip them into a wall and they won't break. And they're all battery powered, transmitter and receiver for like several hours of playtime. And you just recharge the suckers. No extra batteries required. Okay, so with this system, you plug it into the wall. Obviously, you've got this pack. Now, this system also you can get a wireless mic. So you can just like, you'd have to leave this turned off, obviously, and you get their wireless mic, which will actually bind to this 100 series. They also have a 300 series too, which covers 8 channels, a few extra little cool features, including nice, freaky antennas. This is kind of like a self-contained unit, so the antenna is built into the box. Right? 100-foot range, definitely line of sight. I would say you could probably get to that range without too much difficulty, right? I don't see any reason why not. As far as the unit goes here, you do have a master gain knob here as well, which we have not messed with and we're not going to right now. I don't think we need to. But we do have mute and power. So if we go mute, oh, we got to turn the amp back on. Now, just click and hold quickly, and it mutes it. Good mute switch. Now to turn it off, continue to hold until the light goes out. You want to turn it back on again? So, pretty basic operation, pretty simplistic, but not for the professional. Okay, so it's not touring great, alright? That's the way it goes. Don't like it? Don't buy it. Get yourself a real system, like the Line 6 G70 series, which is what I'm borrowing right now, which is really nice. There are many different systems out there that profess to be professional. They profess this to be professional themselves, and I'm kind of thinking here, you call this professional? Let's see, what is a professional? Not this. This is a great beginner set. If you're just new into wireless systems, you don't want to spend a lot of dough, okay? Now's a great time because it's only 200 bucks, okay? I mean, I will give you a go-ahead for $200, yes. Definitely scoop it while you can. Because $325, it is not, in my opinion, completely worth. Because it is a bit of a cheap cable. It is definitely an extremely cheap plug on here. I mean, this is the first thing, like, seriously, I would just chop this off right about here. get yourself a real good quality jack plug and solder that sucker on instead. And I think that would be better. Because like I said, I guarantee I know this plug connector cheapness. I have a box full of them that I bought from, I think it was like Wish or Banggood or somebody. It cost me like $5 or something for a whole mitt full. That's how cheap a plug this actually is, okay? The wire doesn't seem to be too bad in itself though. At least they did give you lots of wire, okay? So I mean, and it is a lightweight pack, unlike the Line 6, that thing weighs about 500 pounds, but it's also like made out of friggin' steel, right? So it's going to be much heavier, okay? And it mounts different, and it is a very high quality unit for only $225 more. So $550 for the G70 unit right now. And that's actually professional tour grading stuff. Now, I would love to be able to own that system, but I don't have that kind of extra coinage that I could even put on the payments with right now. So I'm kind of a little yanky there. Or believe me, I would. But for $200, that wasn't such a big deal. And when you think about, you know, the X5 systems are going to cost you about $250 now in Canada, I think, somewhere around there. Boss is $300. Now, Boss, I definitely highly recommend. Boom, boom, boom. Every day of the week, get those Boss wireless systems. Like, you can't go wrong, right? But they do have drawbacks, too, with certain guitars they won't mount in, right? Like some of your Ibanez's and stuff. At least with this kind of a system with your body pack and these jacks will go into any Strat. They'll go into any Ibanez. They'll go into any guitar. You just plug and go. I mean, there is an advantage to body pack systems, okay? And this one is lightweight enough that you can literally just leave it on the guitar, you know, on your strap, and away you go. I mean, it's a good strong clip. I'll give them that. They did a good strong clip on this thing, you know. But other than that, I mean, it does seem okay. It's like, physically it looks good. I'm not overly fussy on this push clip pull system, but at least it locks it in. This end is at least a very good quality plug. That I'll give them. On the other end, they didn't do so hot, right? You cannot put this upside down or it will drop. So you're going to either want to put it on your actual belt and keep remembering to mute and unplug yourself when you put your guitar down and walk away, or just leave it on your strap like I'm doing here, and you'll be fine. But in all honesty, guys, it's not worth $325 new. There's no way. If it was built even half as durable of materials as a real professional unit like the Line 6 G70, then I would say, okay, that's worth $325. But as it is, $200, it's definitely a better system than the X5. I will give it that. Okay, now you guys know I know my wireless systems. I've had lots of them over the years and stuff. And you know, the X5, I definitely think is a really good system, especially if you want just battery only on each end. You want the, you know, simplicity of being able to plug into just about any guitar, except for most Ibanez's that have the boat jack style that's carved into the body, obviously. They work on Strats fine. But they work on many guitars without a problem, right? And the X5s are pretty good overall, and you do have 4 channels on them. The Boss is so much better, so much more durable, and very much more professional for only a few bucks more. So Boss is obviously, in my books, I would recommend the Boss over top of the X5, but if your budget only allowed for the X5, and that's the kind of system you're looking for, fine. If you're looking for body pack and transmitter systems, and you don't have a lot of money, I would say, yeah, sure, pick up the AKG. I think it's going to be fine. I will know within the next couple of days of, you know, hammering on this thing, if I'm going to end up keeping it. I have till basically Monday or Tuesday, because this is Saturday, so 3 business days basically. But I think right now, I think it's a pretty good resolve, okay? And it's definitely going to be a good backup system, even when I do get my Boss system back up and running again from whoever's fixing the bloody thing. I think this is good, you know, and for $200, I would rather spend my $200 into something that at least has some flexibility more so in it. I'm still wireless, right, either way, you know. The box has an XLR out. I can go direct to my PA with it. Something I can't do with my Boss. You know, I would have to actually plug that in or line out through my amplifier and into my studio gear. One way or another, you know, there's a solution for everything, okay? So, out of the scales, where do we actually tip this one? Well, I'd have to say, with all the testing we've done, which is more than adequate, and you know, taking a look at, you know, quality of parts and stuff, and well, you know how I feel about that plug, but we'll see how long it lasts for, I guess. I would say it is not for the professional. It is not for somebody who's touring. If you're playing the odd gig here and there, like, I mean odd, and I mean not touring all over the countryside or the planet here, but you're kind of like a coffee shop gigging musician, you're playing at the Legion once in a while kind of thing, and you just want a wireless system, or you're trying out new into wireless technology. This is a lot cheaper than Boss too, and it is clean. It is very clean. I'm quite impressed with how clean this is. You know, like even to let go. I mean, humbuckers obviously, but still, it's clean, right? You know, I'll give it that. As long as you're careful with the transmitter pack. You don't have to baby it like a little child or anything, like, oh my precious, okay, but you do have to be careful with it, obviously. Alright, it is a plastic transmitter box, so try not to drop it on the concrete, because it'll probably go, you know, but I think in the overall, I'd say I'm going to, for now, I will give it 4 out of 5. And I would definitely say for $200, which is the sale price it is right now at Long & McQuaid in Canada here, it's a great price for $200. It definitely gets you in there. It gives you that kind of professional feel because it's a body pack after all style setup, right? And you do have control, you know, so if you're finding that the levels are a little high, you can bring them back. Down too low, because otherwise it does sound a little weird. I would say probably a good setting's around 2 o'clock on the dial. Sound quality seems to be really good. Like I said, you gotta keep that thing around 1 or 2 o'clock on the dial, 3 o'clock on the dial. I think you're gonna get your best sound. And if we go back to clean, it's pretty clean. Actually, it has some delay and reverb on. But, box itself, I mean, it's plastic too, so hey, you know, it's not super high quality, but it's not super cheap either. So it's kind of like, a little bit in between there. So yeah, 4 to 5, $200 all day long. Give her a go. I mean, what have you got to lose? $200? You can get a refund, you know what I mean? Long McQuaid is great. 3 days, no penalties, right? So, you know, you can take it back within 3 days and not get a restocking fee. Past that, now you're on your own. Okay, you're going to get a restocking fee, obviously, after 3 days. But I think it's all right. You know, I mean, I wasn't expecting Total Pro, because when I looked at the box, I first looked at this, and I thought, that looks plastic. Alright, we got a feeling. Well, it is only $200. Yeah, well, that Line 6 system I'm borrowing right now is only $550 on sale. But there's a huge difference between pro touring equipment and not so pro touring. But what I don't like is the fact that they claim this to be professional in some aspects, and it really isn't. It is 24-bit audio. I'll give them that. It's got, you know, it's got a good compression ratio to it. They're right. It's simple to use. It's got great security for that 2.4 gigahertz band that it's on. You've got 4 channels. Great. 30 meter or 100 foot range. They give you batteries with it to get you going. You have two output choices, right? So try it out for yourself. I think that for the 200, yes, but not a penny more than 200 bucks Canadian. Other than taxes, of course, are totally acceptable. You got to pay them. But I think $200 in tax, fine. Definitely would do it. If this wouldn't have been on sale, I pretty much guarantee you I would not have bought it, okay, to even try it. Because I have limits, and when I see something, I'm kind of like, not sure, you know. And like I said, I couldn't even find one video on anywhere on YouTube. This was just crazy. So I guess I'm the first on this one. Hopefully not the last. So if you do get a chance to score one of these things, definitely do a video, and you can always share the link on my channel to your video through this video. Just send me a link, or send me a link, however. But you know, let me know what you think of it yourself. It's got good sound. It is clean. I'm definitely going to give it some kudos there. And you've already got my bad marks on it, so there you go. There's not much bad really go here, but it feels hefty, but like I said, I wouldn't want to drop this thing. It just gives me the feeling that it would pop apart. And besides, this does come apart somewhat easily here. Okay, I don't know, that's going to throw out of focus. But yeah, I don't know, I think it's okay. So, anyway, let me know what you think. Catch you in the next one. Ciao.